All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for Noragami, Season 1, Episode 11. Hiyori might have lost her memory.
Mm-hmm.
It strayed away,
yep.
if you will.
Mm-hmm.
God damn it, Nora.
I mean, hey, if that stuff with...
to boop.
Yeah, right. And if that stuff with Yukine wasn't the season finale, because it really, that's...
Like, it was a pseudo-finale.
It was a pseudo-finale,
but
like, if there's going to be something even crazier for the end of the season... Well, this is it, coming full circle.
Yeah, Rabo has also made his move and has presented himself as a god of opportunity to remove people that you do not like.
Indeed.
Because Hiyori's friends, they were like, oh, yeah, Rabo's
you can just get rid of people.
Really helpful, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. We have had some wholesome stuff before this,
Indeed.
so
yes.
maybe things won't go bad immediately, but I think
they already have.
It's about to go really bad.
Yeah, but that just means we can have a wholesome reunion when Hiyori does get her memories back, because I'm guessing she's not just being removed from the story before season 2. So that at least is comforting.
Yeah. The worrisome thing primarily is that when she's in her spirit form, Yato did say she's actually quite vulnerable.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Y'all, without further ado, let's get into this. All right, everyone, now be sure to go check out the reaction portion of the video in the description below, then come back here for the discussion. All right, guys, that was a heavy episode. We ended up getting not just the reveal that, yes, Nora did do something to her memory. It was a targeted thing specifically, and now it seems like she's bleeding memories, or she's just slowly losing memories in general of maybe everything connected to the Far Shore in general. And Yukine was just not one of the
first
fastest
ones
things
to go.
with that.
Yeah.
So now Yukine's memories are gone with regard, or memories regarding Yukine. So
she has the book. That whole bit with the book was wonderful. I loved it.
God,
I loved it. Even in the midst of all of this crazy stuff happening, and Rabo and Nora slaughtering people, and and all this stuff, there's still this thing of what kind of silly, goofy things can we do to maybe help you get your memory back that we know aren't actually going to work, but it shows the heart of these characters and the fact that they're like, hey, come on, we just got the family back together. Yeah. What's going on? But it didn't work, and it got worse.
It didn't work. It got worse. Nora is probably about to get what she wants.
Yep.
What we've set up here is now some sort of confrontation between Yukine, Yato, Nora, and Rabo. Whether or not there will be third parties involved in this, I hope there will be third parties involved in this so that Yato can call upon some allies to help with this. But the thing is that there's probably a little bit of worry regarding Nora in general, where the other gods will be like, nah, this is not our problem. I'm sorry.
Two gods of calamity duking it out. They might not want to be super close to that.
Well, right, but also we don't know really what Nora's limitations are. Nora might be more of a problem even than Rabo. For all we know.
And I am really glad that the whole idea was brought up in their first clash of is Yukine going to be okay?
Yeah,
because
he might not be.
Because Nora doesn't want to kill Yato, as far as we know, right?
No,
she wants to be wielded by Yato. Right. But Yukine, she doesn't like him. She definitely wants him dead, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And the fact that Yukine is a new regalia, right? He is not experienced in the art of combat, even though he is talented, right? The idea of two regalia clashing, one might not be able to hold up to the to the other. So that was brought up, and it's like, okay, cool, which then is even more danger because Yato we know is going to be okay, right? He has to be okay. He's okay, right? What does okay mean?
What does okay mean?
Yeah, exactly.
We have a couple mechanics that we'll be getting into in the discussion that shows that there can be ways that he lives and is not okay.
Right, exactly. And we know that he has been in situations like that in the past.
Yep.
But with Yukine and Hiyori, they're the two cinnamon rolls, right? They're the two wholesome, sweet ones that we don't want anything to happen to.
The spirit side and the human side. Yep.
Exactly, and both of those are at stake here.
Right.
It's kind of
big deal.
Kind of big deal.
So Yato, your choice in the next episode or in the episodes coming up are going to be very important here. Because while a confrontation with Rabo and Nora is necessary, it is mandated at this point via their connections to Hiyori, and they care so much about her here. And in some ways, Yato specifically feels really responsible about this.
Yep.
So Yato having a little bit of doubt about, just forget about Hiyori.
Right.
We can't move this on. It was basically the thing of, oh, it's just me.
That's okay.
I'm used to being forgotten. I can live with that.
Uh-huh.
Oh, Yukine? No.
All right.
Yukine needs Hiyori.
Yep.
So we're doing this. We're doing this, man. What I love about this is that it shows how much Yato cares about Yukine. And in this point here, we knew, of course, that he cared about Hiyori, but it was this thing of like, no. I can bear the suffering. I can bear the pain, but no one else. No one else. That's not happening here. So we're gonna fight.
We're gonna fight.
We are gonna fight.
Now I am a little bit worried because, we
saw them fight. We saw them fight in the episode.
Right, we saw them fight in the episode.
It didn't go well.
It didn't go particularly well. While there's the chance that third parties might come in to save them, I feel like it's unlikely to happen. Maybe it will, but it still needs to be something that is resolved and done by Yato and Yukine and maybe Hiyori, but by our main cast, right?
Yep.
They need to be the ones that finish this.
That make the proactive decisions
exactly.
that lead to the conclusion.
Right.
Yep.
They can't just be relying on everyone else to save them.
Exactly.
Now, in this situation, Noragami is a show, usually things aren't fully resolved by fights.
That's true.
It's by the character decisions, right? So in this situation, what kind of character decisions could be made to resolve it?
My favorite one is him deciding to basically say, Nora. And he calls out her original name.
Yeah.
This is the thing that when they said who did she?
Furu and Reiki
so Reiki is the name that he had been using. Rabo had been using for her. But then he called her Furuhime or something like that, or something along those lines with Furu as the base first part of the name.
Now, it might just be something like with Yukine where it's it's Seki and Yukine and things like that.
Well, right, but he only uses Seki to summon him as a blade.
Right.
There are three names that they're going to have. You have your original human name, right? You have your new name that the god basically gives you to summon you, and then you have your name that you just choose to go by because you don't have the memories necessarily of who you used to be.
Right, it's this is who you are now. I want to call your name but not turn you into a weapon.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of like with Kuro being, Daikoku, in life, but then I believe it's something like that.
But it's the multiple names, and it's like, okay, cool. But
but Nora could have 17 names for all we know because she's been around.
And I definitely think that could be the way this ends here because it reinforces the idea that Yato will take care of them.
Right.
But that Yato's situation is complicated.
Right.
Right?
Yep.
Because then we can get that happy ending, but it's not fully a happy ending.
Right, because then eventually we have to then save Yato.
Exactly. It's the at what cost kind of a thing.
Right.
Because you made a comment that, Yato taking the 5 yen coins almost feels like a penance for what he did in the past, maybe, right?
And it did seem like they were hinting very quickly once they brought up the memories thing that he has lost memories.
Right, yeah, remember. Yeah. Right. Yeah. So the idea that he would bear that burden for them of that's okay, I'll take up Nora, and that way Nora wins still because that's what she really wants, right?
Yep.
Because let's face it, Rabo,
he could be endgame for all we know, but the thing is that right now the main thing that ties him into the story is his old partnership with Yato, but we have no emotional connection to that.
Right. And given that Nora
I was just saying, he as a character is more interesting in the lore implications of him being a human at one point than actually what his motivations are, because we don't know what those are yet. Yeah, so in some ways, Nora could literally just be using him as a weapon in, the reversal
which is
to get to Yato.
Which is a wonderful take on the whole, God regalia situation. And given the fact that she brought him back.
Yeah.
Who's using who? Yeah. So
Yeah.
but next episode is the season 1 finale, so it will be a decisive end to this, or you know,
I mean, there is a
next
season
step,
2.
right? There's a season 2, so you know, but
yeah.
Okay.
The big thing I'm looking forward to here is the full realization of where things have been with Yato. There's a lot of mystery surrounding him there, and a lot of people each have their own different limited information with regards to Yato.
Yes.
However, the show, structure-wise, has been doing a very targeted job at getting everyone up to speed on Yato when new information is brought out to the audience about Yato. Meaning that, in this case here, Yukine is finally brought up to speed with what we knew through Kofuku and Hiyori way back when she warned Hiyori about Yato being a god of war, a god of calamity, basically. And now that we have another god of calamity basically involved here, we are starting to see basically what Yato should kind of look like, right?
Yeah.
Except he doesn't. Which is part of the cool contradiction within his character, is that Hiyori was like, oh, he's supposed to be a god of calamity, but look at what he's doing.
Exactly.
I don't judge him on some past thing that you exposited to me. Cool. That's good to know. But look at who he is right now. The relationships that we have now with him are good. So, in that case, there's probably some guilt, shame, regret regarding Yato's thing. And now that we have memory loss as a mechanic here, and literally Rabo is like, hey, remember. Like, why aren't you powerful? Why are you this way? We used to be partners and stuff like that. Why don't we get the band back together? Yato not really responding necessarily to that, which means he might know a little bit of what, was done, but he might also not know the details. Like, Yato probably has enough information about his own past with regards to certain things that he's pushing himself in a specific direction and not wandering around aimlessly with no prior information or motivation. But he might not know exactly what he forgot. And thus, when he sees Nora, he probably more just has the, nope, there's a nope thing with regards to that. But I very much want the mystery of Yato to be unveiled a bit in this finale. That would be fantastic.
Yeah, that'd be great. I realized an in-world reason of why Kuro and Kofuku cannot help here.
Oh, yeah.
They don't want to incur any more debt. Prices are too high. They already have two instances of help and how much that costs.
Sure.
Nope. That's enough. It's more than enough.
But Kazuma has high respect for Yato.
That's true.
Yato did end up getting help from Kazuma, even though he didn't know he wasn't asking for the help. Kazuma went and provided one of the 3 borderlines to help with Yukine. That might have been Kazuma's thing of, now we're even. Like, now...
That's true.
Now I don't have any more on my ledger I need to,
to balance out.
Balance out. Yeah. So, this might be something where they're on their own, but I would love to have a moment where, at the very least, maybe towards the middle end of the fight, we have Kazuma basically, like, talking to Bishamon and having them have a thing to break up kind of the intensity of the fight and be like, you realize why we need him, right?
Sure.
And have that moment of like, he's not like any other god we're gonna come across. And yeah, you're strong, but what if this Rabo ends up, running wild with this, this Nora?
Yeah, and that's kind of a problem.
That's a problem. Do you want to go at this with just us and maybe lose some of your family, your regalia?
Yeah. Also, what the hell was that whole vent thing where all I
really do think that
was a lot of phantoms appearing.
I think that's just an after effect of the two of them fighting, or literally just Yato. actually being brought to that stage of, stress.
probably.
Yeah. I am very worried about what happens to the surroundings and the people in the surrounding area if the two of these gods go to war and it doesn't end quickly.
Right.
In that respect, that might be what forces Bishamon and Kazuma and company to show up and be like, hey,
yeah, right.
we need to stop this.
Yeah, show up, but then also maybe not completely take over the fight because it's like, we're busy with all the ads, you know?
Yeah, that's actually a good point. They
then it's like,
use that as the distraction as to why they can't get involved. It's like protecting the city.
People and everything,
Yeah.
Uh-huh. But,
all
okay. Right. The part with Kuro at the beginning of him being like, I didn't know they were, added to our household. It's like, yes, because it is a household, and
you are Tsundere Yakuza dad, and you are.
That's right.
You're happy to have more kids and just
exactly. Yeah.
Oh my god, I love them so much. Okay,
we're on the finale.
We're headed to the finale. I really, really like what Nora is doing here, though. I really
it's
worried.
So twisted and
it's perfect manipulation, but I would say what's something that's really freaky when you bring in memory loss into a story in general is that you have to be very sensitive with how it's handled in the plot, because there's a lot of things
it can mess up things.
There's a lot of things that it can mess up. But because of how much she cares for the person that she despises in a lot of ways, because her complicated emotions and stuff like that with Yato are so just relevant, it makes a lot of her actions and the part that makes her so dangerous and freaky
and interesting.
So erratic at times. So in some ways, because she is this like almost this dun 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 dun. She is the Jaws sound effect of just like, whoa, what is going to happen? We end up being okay with her mucking up the whole plot, basically.
Yeah. She is incredibly entertaining to watch. And the whole thing of like Yato using her to kill Rabo, I kind of hope that happens.
I really do too.
Because I want her to win. Even though I don't want her to really win, right?
She'll force Yato development.
She'll force Yato development, and it'll be something because
and we'll get to maybe know her.
We'll get to know her, so that way the eventual overcoming of her in a more grand and final sense will be that much more cathartic.
Right. Yeah. And also there's the aspect of her being the past character. Like Rabo is of the past character as well, but the fact that he hasn't gotten as much, I would say, focus as Nora means that in this next episode, if Rabo isn't established as like big deal, like endgame kind of story stuff, then I get the feeling he'll either be defeated for good or it will be one of those sort of like, maybe Yato will convince Rabo to actually help out, and that will be how Hiyori gets her memories back. Yeah, the whole, the last thing I'm going to bring up here is basically the whole concept of the Herald, that little lore thing that was brought about by someone wishing for curses upon people, and that has the effect of deifying someone that isn't even a god, and that's kind of terrifying to think about.
That could happen.
That could happen.
And because
if you think about what Hiyori is, Hiyori is a human that by a weird set of coincidences became a spiritual being. And Rabo, in a weird way, is a human that via some unique instances in his role and in how people responded to him ended up over time being deified and became a god of calamity.
Well,
is this parallel or sideways Yato preparation for development as well?
Well, and potentially all the gods. Because
potentially all the gods. That's true.
That's true. Even if it didn't start with the human, it could have theoretically just started with an idea. You know, like that's going into that sort of Monogatari vein of things. So,
yeah, it's interesting lore depending on how they decide to angle it. So
and how how often it gets brought up as being relevant to the plot. Yeah.
But y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get on early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general, and you can also talk with Jacob about the sci-fi novel that he wrote.
Yep. Battle Lines, sci-fi novel. I wrote it. If you haven't checked it out yet, you need to. It's awesome. It's on Amazon. Link in the description.
Yeah, so if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.